Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope everybody had a good summer. I hope it was refreshing, rejuvenating. I hope people reconnected with family and friends, despite the challenges all of us have been facing over the past months. So I hope that was a good time for you. I know for me, it's been great reconnecting with colleagues. It's nice to walk through the counselor door and see my friends, even if it is behind masks and virtual. It's nice just to get back into the rhythm of life. I've been asked today, along with my colleagues, Beth Young and Tricia Pagel, to speak to you about the most important facet of this year, your well-being and our well-being as a school community. That will be the most important piece of this year. And we're going to share with you some thoughts in regard to that hopefully will help you keep this in the forefront of your mind as you walk through the hallways, work with your students each and every day. One of the most important things about well-being is to be able to identify and label your feeling. It's really important not to judge your feeling, whatever the feeling is. It could be excited and ready to go. It could be fear. It could be nervousness. It could be anxiousness. Whatever that feeling is, it's okay. It's okay for it to come surface. It is okay to share that with other people. And that's one thing I think that will be important for you to do through the course of the year. And I'd like you to just to practice right now, if you don't mind. I know everybody's probably in their little small groups or possibly in their office. If everybody could just stop just for a moment of time and just ask yourself the question, how am I feeling right now? And let something come. Let something come up for you. I'm feeling excited, ready to go. I'm also feeling nervous, anxious, a little fearful. How is this all going to work out? So I feel like I have a mix of all kinds of different emotions. And I think giving yourself permission to know where you're feeling presently can help us figure out what feeling do we need to have in order to navigate the challenges we have in front of us. So I encourage you each and every day to check in with yourself about how you're feeling. One of the other things that I feel is really important for us to do each and every day is relaxation breathing. Some people call it mindfulness breathing. Some people call it meditation. Whatever it is, you can take moments out of your day just to breathe in deep and exhale. This will help settle, help bring calm, help bring peace. Just physiologically, even if you don't breathe in anything specific, you are settling your body in order for it to do its job moving forward. So once again, I'd like to, if you don't mind, I'd appreciate it, just take a moment to just consciously breathe. And usually what I do is I breathe in for a count of 4 through my nose and breathe out through my mouth for a count of 7. Breathe in, count of 4, breathe out for a count of 7. And you can breathe in peace, you can breathe out anxiety, you could bring strength, breathe in strength, breathe out doubt, breathe in courage, breathe out fear. It's really important, whatever it is you're feeling, and all of us will be on the spectrum of feelings. Breathe in something you want for yourself and expel, breathe out something that's not serving you at this moment in time. We're all going to be faced with challenges this year, and it's really, really important that we stay centered, we stay focused, we acknowledge how we're feeling, and we try to keep ourselves in a place of mindfulness, of centeredness, and of calm, so that we can serve ourselves, take care of our families, take care of our community. So those are a couple things that I feel that could be supportive of your journey, of my journey here in the school district. I'm going to turn this over now to Trisha Pagel, and she's going to share with you some thoughts too about how we can take care of ourselves.
Remember sitting in meetings and looking over to your friend and whispering, or maybe even texting somebody? This meeting totally could have just been an email. And then one Friday the 13th, every meeting did become an email or a video like this one. And we only communicated through technology. So being together this week in person, as scary as it is, being able to communicate with each other face to face, I think is really great. When we come to work, we all have our friends in our group that we rely on. We need to rely on each other now more than ever, as we experience a whole range of emotions on any given day, with our classrooms looking so different than ever before. Talk to each other, go for walks with each other, do whatever it is that you can to be able to express your feelings as you're feeling them. One of the problems with communication is that we don't always listen to understand, we listen to respond. So be aware of your role in the next conversation that you have. Are you actually generating your response in your head? Are you truly listening to what the person is saying, both verbally and non-verbally? Sometimes their body language and delivery is saying just as much of a serious message as their words are. Sometimes their frustration is stress and their anger is sadness. So what is it that they are saying, and what is it that you think they need that you can help support them with? Yesterday, when I was getting ready for work, ESPN was on in the background, and John Tortorella, who's an NHL coach, was actually asked a question, and his response was, "I'm not talking about the touchy-feely stuff." So I actually stopped what I was doing, went back and rewound it to watch him, just to make sure that that's really what I heard him say. And when I watched it and he responded by saying, "I'm not talking about the touchy-feely stuff," he got up and he walked away and he ended the conversation. It's okay that not everybody is comfortable with sharing their feelings. Be mindful of that when you're working together. Be mindful that not everybody's comfort level is the same. Be there for them however you can, to just listen or to talk about anything but feelings, or COVID or PPE or your classroom or whatever it is. Just be there for each other so that we can take care of each other. Friendships boost our health, they reduce our stress, and they help us cope with trauma. It was really traumatic to leave in March, and it's really traumatic for some of us to be back now. But being here with each other, communicating with each other, I believe is really powerful and will help us get through each and every day. Now I'd like to turn it over to Beth Young, who would also like to share some feelings with you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Beth Young, and I'm happy to be here with you today. Virtually, and seeing some of my friends in person is really great too. I thought this was a funny little saying to share. I saw it posted on the internet somewhere. You might have seen something similar. As educators, we are being asked to do more than we've ever done in ways that we've never done it before. And it is funny, but I want you to focus on the top line. You are a superhero. We were superheroes before, but we are definitely superheroes now. Remember that. Take care of yourself. It's really, really important that we can laugh and be kind to ourselves. This year looks different. It is different than any year you've ever spent in a school, both as a teacher or as a student. Go in expecting that. A lot of times people might say, don't worry, it'll be fine. But as teachers, we do worry because we want to do a good job. And we know that. So I want to change don't worry to go easy on yourself. Really important to give yourself permission to not have all the answers. We're going to be frustrated. Technology is going to cooperate one day and not cooperate the next. And that's okay. Be yourself, convey that caring to your students. That's what matters the most to kids, is that we care about them, and we do that so well. So just remember, help each other, look out for each other, talk to each other, know that we're going to get through this together, whether it's for a month or for the full year. However it rolls out is the way it's going to roll out, and we're going to be okay. And now we want to share some words from an expert. The fabulous Dr. Dale Atkins also happens to be my cousin, is a psychologist with private practice in New York City. She's a consultant who has appeared regularly on the Today Show. She's working with several schools in California on their back to school plan. And she's also an author whose most recent book is The Kindness Advantage. Take it away, Dr. Atkins.
Hello, I'm Dr. Dale Atkins, and I'm happy to be with you. I'd like to talk a bit about teachers returning to school, and I just want to start by saying that many of us are feeling overwhelmed and frightened as we think about returning to school. When we are in that state, it's very hard for us to take in information and to hold on to it. So today I have a simple message. I'm asking you to think for a moment and identify what you think is most important in this moment for your particular group of students. For some of you, I suspect most, it's establishing or reestablishing a sense of connection and safety for your students. Depending on the age of your children, what might that involve? For young children, a simple lesson plan that involves fun and a clear objective. Look what we accomplished today. We now know how to do whatever it was you taught them to do. We need to give kids lots of encouragement and express joy of being together, whether in person or digitally. With older students, recognize how challenging it is to keep safe distance, but despite physical distance, how much we can gain from each other really paying attention and also listening to our different perspectives. Create realistic expectations. Reflect on where your children are emotionally. Some of them may be doing really well, and others may be very fragile at this time. Plan your teaching with this in mind. Given your specific students, what's most important to establish first? Build a support team around yourself. With whom can you share your concerns and your fears? Who can help you come up with creative ideas for addressing the unusual moment that we're in now? If you have 2 or 3 people, whether other teachers at school or friends from outside of school who are good resources, make a plan to connect with them regularly. This is not a time to go it alone. In addition to paying close attention to how your children are doing, pay close attention to your own mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual state. This is a time to practice self-compassion. That's compassion towards ourselves. Which leads me to self-care. Many of you are experiencing the demands of school in addition to caring for the needs of your families. Given all of the demands you face, what can you do? What specifically can you do to help yourself be well and have energy physically? You may need to let some things slide in order to get more sleep. Sleep is essential to sustaining your health. Please don't wait until you get sick in order to take a rest. What soothes your mind and emotions? Taking a walk in nature? Spending time with a pet? Soaking in a warm bath with a candle and relaxing music? Singing or dancing to your favorite music? What are the things that come to mind for you? Take a moment and write them down. When we are busy and stressed, we can push ourselves way too hard. But research shows us that we will think more clearly and creatively if we take periodic breaks and release some of the stress from our bodies and our minds. A 5-minute dance or laughter break may help you think through a challenging situation that you have to deal with in the classroom tomorrow in a very creative way. Whether we like it or not, we are all being forced to face the reality of living with uncertainty. It does not help us to resist it and dwell on the frustration and anger that we may feel. It will not help us to dwell on what may happen next month or even next week. What do we face today? What do you face today? What do you need to do today to plan for tomorrow? Keep your focus on what's happening now, at this moment in time. A choice you made last month regarding where you go or who you see and how you would adhere to or bend your own rules about personal safety may not be the choice that you make today. Others may have an opinion about your choice, and they may be very vocal about expressing their opinion. But I'm asking you to listen to your own inner voice and use that voice as your guide. That voice is grounded in your own values and will help you to modulate various levels of comfort. Everything changes, and it changes day by day. So keep your finger on your own pulse and listen to that voice. In the midst of all the difficulties and disappointments and challenges, what is happening at home, in your neighborhood, at your school, that you are grateful for? Look for the things that are happening and savor them. You know, when we can make changes to our brain by the way we think. Our brain actually does change when we think positive thoughts and when we think negative thoughts. And it only requires 15 seconds to release endorphins that reduce stress chemicals. We are built biologically to note danger for survival purposes, but there is so much that is good and beautiful, and it may pass us without our even noticing it. We have to give it more than a glance. A wise practice, especially now, would be to make a point of looking for that which is positive, that which is uplifting, and to do it every day. It might be the beauty of a tree or a bird, the light playing on a soap bubble in the sink, or a child who helped another child at school. Be attentive to anything that is good, uplifting, beautiful. It will help us balance the stress that uncertainty creates. We will hear and see much that is negative and unsettling. Let's commit to actively seeking the good that is also here. It will strengthen us physically, mentally, and emotionally if we do this regularly. It may not be easy at first because we need to train ourselves to do this, but we can make it a habit, and it will help us every day. This moment that we're in requires courage. Courage to recognize our fear and our anxiety, and to find healthy ways to live with both of them. It requires courage to learn and incorporate technology in ways that we did not need before COVID. Hopefully, as we learn, we will be kind to ourselves and flexible in the process. And hopefully, too, we will take time to breathe in and out slowly so we can ground ourselves and we can appreciate where we are at this moment. Thank you so much.